are listening to Lucha Underground.
Hey everybody, welcome to Lucha Afterground, the world's premier Lucha Underground after show. Travis is away this week, he's in Calgary, so we'll do a double episode. We'll review episode 20 and 21 next week. This week, we have a very special episode. I've got 4 of my friends over, and they've just watched Lucha Underground for the very first time. We watched a few vignettes, and we watched Aztec Warfare 2, and I made everybody draft wrestlers blindly without knowing anything about the show or anything about who they were, what they looked like, anything.
And you made us all wear masks while we're doing this.
So that voice was just like last time. That voice was a friend of the show and romantic interest.
It's Stacy, hi.
And we've also got
Dexter
and
Cody
and
Graham.
Okay, so everybody had about 5 or 6 wrestlers. Dexter, who were some of your wrestlers?
I had the champion Prince Puma.
Mm-hmm.
Not his teammate, but the wrestler who clearly should be his teammate to create some kind of super wrestling duo.
Yeah.
Masquerita Sagrada.
Masquerita Sagrada.
Yeah.
What did you, before you saw it, what was your prediction about Masquerita Sagrada?
I thought Masquerita Sagrada was a female wrestler who wore way too much mascara.
That's right. And in reality, Masquerita Sagrada is...
So much more.
How would you describe?
Very acrobatic.
Very acrobatic. It's true.
Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic, I'd say so.
Durable, I would say.
Durable.
It seemed, people were just really throwing him around.
Mm-hmm. Any other defining qualities about Masquerita Sagrada?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Do you want to guess how old Masquerita Sagrada is?
70.
He's 51 years old.
Yeah, that's insane.
Absolutely serious.
Does he wear like a concrete bodysuit?
I don't know.
They were really just throwing him wherever.
No kidding.
Do you think a concrete bodysuit would protect you?
Yes.
This explains a whole lot.
Liability.
How did he fare?
I think he did really badly. I remember him being present,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was gone.
He, I believe he teamed up with Rey Mysterio Jr. to eliminate Marty the Moth.
Yeah.
Who had Marty the Moth?
It was me. I thought it was Marty the Mouth, so the Moth is a little less exciting to me.
I think
Marty the Mouth sounds like he's a
Yeah.
wise Kraken.
I think Marty the Moth is probably the least obvious. It must have been. What was your interpretation? What do you think about Marty? What is his? What do you think his character is?
He seems like the kind of guy who shows up to your party and you're like, I was really hoping he wouldn't come. Just invited him to be nice because he's part of our, he's in the orbit around our friend group. And
Yeah.
he's a disaster when he shows up, and he's just gonna cause trouble. I didn't like him, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't want him in my house.
What did you think of the way he was dressed?
I thought his shirt was interesting. It said Aztec on it, right?
It did.
Yeah.
Aztec Pride.
Aztec Pride. So I feel and I think I've talked to you about this before, I think there are some racial, or I don't know what the right word would be in Mexico for the indigenous Mexican population versus colonial,
Okay.
Spanish-based.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that.
Dario Cueto is sort of a man who has his ties to Spain.
Yes, exactly. Dario Cueto, the evil guy in the suit who comes in at the end, he has a Spanish accent. So if you were a Mexican viewer, you would recognize him as being Spanish and not Mexican.
But is there a class thing in Mexico based on?
I don't want to say. I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to make.
Just want to pretend that everything's fine and everybody just gets to wear spandex and leave through the air and there's no problems. And the worst thing you have to worry about is being shoved into a coffin and actually dying during a wrestling match. Well, that's not how the world works, Max.
That's how you do your job.
Graham, who are some of the wrestlers you had?
I had Phoenix. I had Rey Mysterio Jr., noted famous man.
That's right. Had you honestly ever heard of Rey Mysterio Jr. before this?
Yeah, I had on the N64 game for WWE.
Sure. He was a character. He was a playable
He was a
character.
go-to, yeah, because you can make
nice.
his mask any color at all, like Skittles color or whatever.
Oh, cool.
It was early user-generated content.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so Ray sticks out in my mind for that. R-E-Y, it turns out.
Not like a manta ray.
I also had Big Scary Winter Man
Matanza.
with his name Matanza.
Matanza Cueto, Dario's baby brother.
Yeah, he didn't seem to have much resemblance, really.
No,
Well, you don't know.
we don't know. We
He's
didn't see the
wearing
mask.
a mask.
He's wearing a mask. Yeah. Cody, who are some of your wrestlers?
I had a Dragon Azteca Jr. as well as Jonathan Mundo and the Mac.
What did you guys think of the Mac?
He has a very expressive face, but did not end up actually doing anything all that interesting the whole time.
It's true. It's true.
I did like it when he wailed on people.
Yeah, that's his specialty. He did have he had a bit of an acrobatic moment, a one-on-one against Cage, because Cage and the Mac, they wrestle. They were rivals in season 1. They actually, at the end of every season, they do like their version of WrestleMania is something called Ultima Lucha, and at Ultima Lucha, the Mac fought not Johnny Cage. Sorry, Mac fought the man they call Cage. Cage. There was a lot of cinder blocks then as well, my friends.
His one weakness.
That's right. So Cage got hit with the cinder block in this. Who had Cage?
I did.
Boom. And you didn't even see him get hit, but you guys saw him get hit with that cinder block.
It's pretty gruesome.
Were you expecting to see that? At what point, when you saw the cinder block, how did it fit into your perception of the show at that moment?
I definitely thought that he was going to get kicked in the stomach and then drop it or something. Like, it wasn't going to get smashed on a head.
Yeah, but it did.
Oh, did it?
I was ready. I saw it and I was like, that's going through someone.
Someone's head's getting caved in right here.
Yeah. So
I'm glad I didn't see it because it would have been really hard to see that happen to somebody who has a body type so similar to my own. It would have been really upsetting.
For me, it's a happy memory.
Cage, Stacy, I feel like when Cage came out, you were shocked at his physique.
It's upsetting to look at him. You know, it looks painful to have that much trying to burst out of you. Like, how does skin hold that much? You know?
It is like, yeah, you'll see guys walking down the street and their arms will be like a foot out, like out at 30 degrees away because they just can't go down any further. And he looks like one of those guys.
They're carrying invisible suitcases, man. They go to the airport.
Cage is actually going to be wrestling at the Commodore on July 16th.
How will he fit through the door? His muscles have muscles.
He's going to be fighting El Phantasmo in ECCW in Vancouver, Canada. What other wrestlers did you have, Dexter?
I had King Cuerno, who fared. I don't know. I was disappointed. I thought he was going to do better. I mean,
You know what? That's funny because that is the real perception of King Cuerno.
Yeah.
He's always
He has so much potential.
so much potential.
I mean, he's the king.
I know. Recently, Mil Muertes. Who had Mil Muertes? Mil Muertes?
I think Graham did.
Graham, did you have Mil Muertes?
Yes, I did.
Mil
Muertes.
Mil
Muertes.
Muerte.
Mil Mortis, where's your hat?
Yeah.
Mila Boy.
So recently, Matanza murdered Mil Muertes in a casket match, and then King Cuerno stole his corpse and has it in a glass coffin in his trophy room.
I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, that's King Cuerno.
Wow.
King Cuerno has Mil Muertes' corpse.
You guys know that 12-year-old boys write this show.
Cody, who else did you have?
Those were the three ones that were memorable in any regard.
Oh, no worries. That's fine. So we saw Famous B in the audience, the guy in the white suit with Brenda. What you guys don't know is that his presence continues, and he actually ends up recruiting one of the wrestlers to be his client. Based on what you saw, which wrestler do you think becomes Famous B's client?
I think it was Jonathan.
Jonathan Mundo.
Yeah.
Okay, any other guesses?
He handed Joey Ryan a card.
He did? Yeah, that's
Did
true.
he hand anybody else a
Joey
card?
Ryan-
Joey Ryan could probably use
He needs
some
help.
better representation.
Let's come back
handcuff
to
guy.
Famous B. Joey Ryan. Who had Joey Ryan?
me.
It was you.
What a treat.
What did you think?
I loved it.
Yeah?
There's some fun comic relief in
Totally.
there. I liked just the game of coming back to him,
Yes.
checking in to see him be pummeled by somebody else. Like,
Oh man, when Prince Puma does his big move off the ropes, knocks over every other competitor, then just walks over to Joey Ryan and punches him in the face.
that's comedy.
It's so funny.
That's comedy, baby.
So funny.
Is he the worst wrestler when he's not handcuffed to the wall, or is he pretty good usually?
He's actually, he's quite good. He's in the past 6 months maybe there was that GIF that went viral of the guy There's one wrestler grabbing another wrestler by the penis, and then the wrestler who's
By the what? I'm sorry?
by the penis, and he like screams like, "Ah!" And then he flips the guy, and it looks like he flipped him with his penis. Have you seen this?
I've not seen
Oh my
this.
god!
I've had you
I love
describe
hearing
it
that.
to me quite a few times.
So, anyways, he's a bit of a he's
He's
pretty
incorrigible.
yeah.
Is
a
he the
maverick.
flipper or the flippy?
He's the flipper.
Definitely a maverick.
I appreciated his strong sense of personal style. He was
Yep.
a man with a plan.
Yep.
I like that he was thinking outside the box. He's my favorite person on the Soul Show.
You know that he also wrestled recently in Vancouver at the Wise Hall. Joey Ryan. That's right. So Cage is coming. Joey Ryan was here. It's an exciting time for
hot
wrestling in
spot.
Did you call
Vancouver, guys.
Vancouver the mecca of wrestling?
Probably not.
You heard it here first, folks.
There will be a stampede. So.
Yeah. Okay, so the back to Famous B. We had possibly Johnny Mundo, possibly Joey Ryan. Well, any other guesses of who might have taken up Famous B on his offer to make them famous?
I feel like it has to be someone with a human name and human face. It can't be like Drago. Walks over there, you know what I mean?
You don't know
Dragons
that's
don't care
not,
about fame.
That's right.
You don't know that's not his real name.
Sorry. Sorry. As soon as you said Drago, when his entrance, when it's like the countdown is like, I'm like, who is it gonna be? And then it's Drago, and he's wearing that like blue and white, like
Very
super-
dangerous.
I thought
hat.
it looked very impractical, yeah.
I was really hoping he'd fight in it.
Were you guys
like
impressed
run
by?
head first.
Were you guys impressed by Drago's mask? I felt like when I first started watching Lucha Underground, the first time I saw Drago, I was like, "Whoa! I didn't think masks could look like that." You know, because most of the time they're just like the fabric thing, and then suddenly there's like this latex, like form-fitting. It's super weird, right? Did you guys find that jarring? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, we had been introduced to it in the vignette first.
Oh, that's right.
And all that crazy stuff seems more appropriate there, too, with the greater level of directing and lighting and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting them to take the contacts out. They're really gambling with their own vision, I feel like.
A lot of wrestlers wear contacts. It's true. Mil Muertes, Drago, definitely Drago. Rey Mysterio Jr. wore contacts.
Yeah.
This is a good segue into the question I asked you guys when we were watching it. Who do you think was the best dressed?
Joey Ryan.
Yeah.
You guys all popped hard for Joey Ryan when he came out. There was throughout the room, people were like, "Yeah, who is this guy?"
You don't see much body hair in
Yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true.
And the colored, what are they called?
Trunks.
Colored trunks.
His little mustache.
He came out sucking on a lollipop. He
Yeah,
does
that's right.
that. And he also, what he'll do, it's disgusting. You'll love it. He comes into the ring, and as he's getting ready to wrestle, he'll pop the lollipop out and like open up his trunks and drop it into his trunk, and then store it there. And then later, if he really wants to do something dastardly, he'll pull it out and like stick it in your face.
That's amazing. Joey Ryan is my new favorite
Yeah.
wrestler.
Yeah. He's good. Joey Ryan is great
And he's the one who flipped someone with their penis.
with their penis. Yes.
So he's a very
Dick flips.
penile
Yeah,
wrestler.
I'm noticing
Yes.
a theme.
Yeah.
I
Totally.
also liked Phoenix's outfit.
Mm-hmm.
He looked. He was the first one who came out. He had all sorts.
Oh,
of...
he was the one who had the LSD pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was the champion coming into this.
Yeah.
When you, Graham, he was your wrestler?
He was mine, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he looked a little out of shape, I must say. When he came out, I thought this man's not going to win. He's gotten too fat in his winnings.
Wow.
Because the winners get a plump goose.
I don't.
They got the fattest goose.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know what he looked like last week.
Okay, but if you had to guess, was he a good guy or was he a bad guy? Broadly strokes.
I'm going to say good guy.
Yeah. Okay. So he was a good guy. Good. That's good. It's good.
Good guy, good pants.
Yeah.
Good
Who are some
man.
guys that you thought? Okay, I'm curious. Who had Arhennis? Do you think Arhennis?
Oh, I had Arhennis.
Was Arhennis a good guy or a bad guy?
I couldn't tell.
How about the Mac? Is the Mac a good guy or a bad guy?
I think the Mac is a clueless guy. I don't think he knows why he's fighting or who he's fighting.
Interesting.
He's just going for it.
Okay.
I did feel like Dragon Azteca Jr. was very much a good guy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I feel like the white supremacists were probably bad guys.
Yeah,
That's
that's kind
so
of a
funny
recurring
'cause-
theme.
Yeah, it never seemed so blatant before, but now that you mention it, it is odd that all the white guys are teaming up. It's,
Well, they even sort of mention it. They talk about it.
Yeah, he talked about like the last of the gringos or
Yeah.
something like that.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
They really made it explicit, and it
Is that a
continues.
metaphor?
There,
That's an incredible metaphor.
there really isn't any other. I guess there really is only like 4 white guys. Joey Ryan, he's white, and I think he's a bit of an anti-hero. he's neither here nor there.
You said earlier that there was a couple of undercover cops.
Yes.
I didn't really play into it in this episode.
No, it really didn't. So the 20 wrestlers you saw represent about 80% of all the wrestlers, but there was a few that were left behind. There's Cobra Moon. She is a snake slash jewelry thief, we think, and
Like a mermaid situation going on there, like half snake, half person. Or
Half snake, half,
She
just
half
has,
jewelry
like-
thief.
she
Which
has
half?
snake tendencies.
Oh, okay.
Snake tendencies. There's Bengala. He's a white tiger. He looks a lot. He's got like
a good
Draga
name.
level of like gear, except he's a white Siberian tiger. And
Sexy Star.
Sexy Star. She's fantastic. She had an amazing match with Marty the Moth's sister. Very bloody. They dropped an F-bomb in it. Yeah. Look, everybody's eyes just lit up.
Jack Evans, the guy in the angsty teen, he was probably a bad guy.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And it's funny because, man, Jack Evans is really, really, really talented. And I feel like his performance in Aztec Warfare 2 really undersold him as a character. I was kind of hoping that he was the type of guy that you guys would really latch onto. And it's really a shame because he is so good, man. Him and Drago, and those four just continue for a few more matches. And Jack Evans does things. Jack Evans does things that don't make sense. He looks like just like some sort of like grubby like skateboarder guy or something like this.
Yeah.
But he can match Prince Puma move for move. Think about the moves you saw Prince Puma do. He gets like 7 feet vertical jumps. The guy is just insane. He just flips all over the place. Jack Evans can do all of that stuff. It's crazy.
He doesn't
You'd
know
never
about
even imagine.
branding, though. Like,
Maybe he is the guy who gets famous.
he needs it. He needs some
He needed-
marketing.
yeah.
I'll tell you who it was. This is who Famous Bee recruits. Masquerita Sagrada.
Works well.
If he pairs him up with Prince Puma, that's a match.
Now we're
made in
talking.
heaven.
Who do you think the first person... Okay, so using all the characters that we have here, Famous Bee recruits Masquerita Sagrada and is like, I'm going to make you famous. I got you a match tonight. And it's for the belt. It's not for the belt. They have this really... It's for like one of these Aztec medallions. It's a big deal. It's like, I got you a match tonight for an Aztec medallion. Who do you think, from the wrestlers you have in front of you, Famous Bee gets Masquerita Sagrada a match with?
Cage.
Yeah.
It was Cage. That was incredible. That was incredible, man. That was incredible. How did you know that?
Because little versus big.
Yeah, he's the biggest dude. And Cage just murders him. Yeah, it's over like instantly.
The tale as old as time.
Yeah. It's really funny.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be some kind of like, oh, he's little, but he's the underdog. But no, they just kept destroying him.
He had some good moves. I mean, he probably got like 2 or 3 like big moves off,
Yeah.
and then he also got to team up. Like, listen, in terms of the imagery of Rey Mysterio Jr. and Masquerita Sagrada, like double pinning Marty the Moth, like that right there is like a big like kind of a symbolic handshake between the two performers. So he got lots of love. Anything else that's jumping out at you guys? Anything that you're dying to talk about?
I just want to see more of the Mac.
Here's a question. Did anything stand out for you that you were like, I don't like this? It could be a feeling. It could be, it's fine. It could be a moment, or it could just be like the show is actually garbage. It's totally fine.
I didn't think it was garbage at all, but I thought that it was interesting that and I mean, it goes to like the cinder block on the head thing, right? They brought in a woman to then either like do strength related feats with enormous men, and also to get punched in the face by those same enormous men. It's a weird sort of double, like both overly empowering and then also just like, oh god, at the same time. It's sort of troubling in 2 different ways.
It's so true. That's it's a common debate among wrestling fans about intergender wrestling and whether or not it is comfortable or not comfortable. Basically, yeah. No, it's out there, man. It's out there. So it's funny. It's interesting that you picked up on that right away. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little put off by like, oh, this isn't that she could, and then cinder block, and then I was like, all right, it's all good.
It's a cartoon world.
Yeah.
There was a lot less like object fighting than in most WWF matches.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's a lot less chairs and
Yeah.
Like, what did they have? They had a chair,
A
the
rope?
window, the rope.
Yeah, through the window.
Mm-hmm. then there was a cinder block.
But like, I mean, considering it was a match in which most of the time was spent in the audience, like usually those kind of matches involve tables and like
Yeah, like I feel like the ECCW match that you and I watched, Dexter, was like just all the props in like an
and so much
abandoned
blood.
prop house just got rolled out.
Yeah, totally.
Especially at the beginning when they're like, anything goes, like anything is possible. Like, think outside the box a little bit. Bring your handcuffs. Bring your...
Yeah.
That's true, the handcuffs, yeah.
Stacy loves Joey Ryan.
I love you, Joey.
That's so funny.
I did really enjoy like Trogdor just annihilating everyone.
Matanza.
Yeah.
The Dilophosaurus thing, yeah.
Matanza just coming in and wiping the...
It just did a great job of just like really just justifying his win.
Were you surprised by the win?
It did a good job of faking me out into thinking that Mysterio was going to be the big hero.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just realizing now that I totally goofed, and I thought you were talking about the Dragon Man who was spitting green smoke in everyone's face.
That was
Oh,
great.
Drago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Dragon Azteca Jr.'s head looks like a watermelon.
There, I said it.
Wait, it wasn't a watermelon? I just assumed that was like what they were going for because he was wearing like watermelon pants too.
Yeah,
he
he
was
was.
clearly the watermelon character.
They were like green tartan pants. He was like...
Yeah, there was some. It's some kind of. It's a pattern. But it looks a lot like
It
a
was very
watermelon.
He's sponsored by the watermelon.
But to
Farmers
be fair,
Association.
yes, very watermelon-esque.
I don't know. Anything else to jump out at you guys? Do you want to mention?
It was good. I had a really fun time.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
I wish more people had entered the ring or like entered the, what do they call it, the temple in a more exciting way. They kept coming down the stairs, but it would have been fun, I think, if people just like burst in through other venues, drop down from the ceiling suddenly.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, totally. And you could have like sort of specialized entrances.
Yeah.
So like Drago could come down with wings.
Yeah.
Or something.
Or like
Aerostar
be hiding in the
Sparks.
crowd. Oh, I guess that guy did do that. He was hiding in the crowd.
Pentagon Jr.
Yeah. That was my plan. That was my plan.
That was the wrestler that came out of the audience and just wailed on someone.
He wasn't
Yeah.
even in the
He wasn't-
competition.
Yeah. I wanted more of that. I wanted more.
Yeah.
I wanted more
Surprises.
people in the crowd pretending to be the crowd and then getting in fights with the wrestlers.
What if the whole
Yeah.
crowd was one tag team? Like 500 people.
Only one may fight at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be great. They do have a. That's so funny. Oh my god. They do actually do. They do like to introduce characters by having them sit in the crowd, and then for like 3 weeks they'll just cut to somebody in the crowd and be like, "Who is that guy? Like that guy's been around here a lot. I don't know why."
Why is he wearing a luchador
Yeah.
mask?
Yeah.
Just eating popcorn. Like,
Yeah.
I want someone to heckle someone and then get suplexed.
Yeah.
And go home to their wife and kids, a lesser man.
There was one match in season 1 where they pulled out about 20 people from the crowd and gave them all belts, and if somebody got thrown over the ropes, they could run over and hit them with the belts.
Jesus.
That's pretty funny.
it's creative. I
Yeah,
appreciate
come on, that's super funny.
And then it's just gonna wail on your heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing is, and anyways, I won't get into it.
They say you should never beat your heroes.
Yeah.
It's a play.
Looking at okay, so regardless of how well they did, looking at the wrestlers you had, pick one wrestler that you would say of my group. This was my guy or girl. Stacy,
It's JR. Joey Ryan.
Joey
baby.
Ryan, Dex.
I want to say King Cuerno, but it's got to be Prince Puma.
Oh God, I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Cody.
I love me that Dragon Azteca Jr.
Really?
He's fast as shit. He's like all over the place.
He was super fast.
Super acrobatic. Into it, for sure.
Graham.
Miles muerte.
Mil Muertes? You don't even know who you're talking about.
I like saying his name with a Mexican accent.
Oh my god! Listen, Mil Muertes is an amazing wrestler. But from what you saw of that episode, it makes no sense that you would have picked that, and that's how I knew you were
I
wrong.
saw through to his soul.
Yeah.
I saw that he had a beautiful, wonderful soul that's good at wrestling.
Name one thing about him. Anything. Anything. And there you have it. Big thanks again to Stacy, Graham, Cody, and Dexter for being on the show and giving us their first impressions of Lucha Underground and some of its competitors. Next week, Trav will be back, and we'll be talking about episode 20 and 21. Back to back, probably a little bit of a longer episode would be my guess. Other than that, If you guys would are looking for a way to support the podcast, the best thing you can do is log onto iTunes and give us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating. That really seriously boosts the morale around here, and we would really appreciate it if you could do that. That keeps the podcast going, keeps the fire in the belly stoked. Other than that, if you want to see, check out some of our archived episodes, you can find them on YouTube, and you can connect with us on Twitter. Just search for Lucha Afterground in Twitter, and you'll find it. Got to change that Twitter handle. It's so convoluted, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. All right, guys, that's it for us. Catch you next week.